Hey, people injured here, 1v1 Green Tooth Gorge. Blue side, DJ Raffa plays a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed, good offense and disruption. Fights in melee. Up against is xHoLyHammerx as a Warboss, angry melee commander that walks through cover, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Classic Green Tooth Gorge then, victory points running east to west, east here natural for Raffa, contested mid, and west natural for xHoLyHammerx, who has gone double shooters, light range unit, very good utility in tier 1 with the ability to suppress and put out some serious DPS as well. Raffa with Chaos Space Marines into some heretics will help him keep map control. Heretics are reasonably mobile compared to the rest of the Chaos stuff anyway. Warboss has found some Chaos Space Marines to get angry at. They're going to take this wall face garrison. There we go. Warboss can't do anything to that, so runs away and is going to decap the power. No, he's not, because it's been noded by Raffa. Heretics catching shooters in mid. Heretics starting off as this 8-man melee squad, quite fragile but reasonably dangerous if they can doom blast a weak range unit such as shooters. But they're going to try and cap under shooter fights. It's not a good idea. Have very little hit points to start off, heretics, and they're having to back off. Warboss. Are we going to see the enhanced custom shooter, which recently got a small damage buff? Here is the Chaos Lord. Might see the combi flame up. 478 500s, a no cap game. Where are the Chaos Space Marines? They are capping east side. Sluggers catching up to heretics. Not sure who wins that fight. Default heretics versus sluggers. Looks like sluggers have the best of them, but there is the aspiring champion. Definitely going to take that engagement now, and sluggers get away with just 2 models. Warboss also in retreat alongside those shooters. Good early engagement for Raffa. Did lose 4 heretics though. They are only, I believe, 16 requisition to reinforce, so no big deal. Chaos Space Marines going to come and decap this wreck point, and these heretics, it looks like, are heading mid, and Storm Boys on the way for xHoLyHammerx. It's a ballsy move versus double heretics who could both get aspiring champions and make those Storm Boys' lives very, very difficult. But if they can jump those Chaos Space Marines in tier 1, those Storm Boys are going to do some serious damage. Heretics running away with 3 models, did a decent power harass there at Raffa. Backing off now and capping wreck. Nope. Knows that shooters are on the way. Absolutely no upgrades for the shooter boys yet. Oh, we do have a big shooter on the way for these guys. Will allow xHoLyHammerx to suppress some heretics. Chaos Lord going after the shooters now with his 30 DPS power melee demon sword and that awesome twin link bolter getting a kill here. Warboss going after him. Shooters trying to split up. These guys won't be able to suppress the Chaos Lord, of course, with aiming. What's that? There's killed a weak starting ability of the Chaos Lord. Good disruption and a self-heal for every model it hits is forced off though. What's going on here? Heretics forcing off Storm Boys who lost a model, and Raptors are on the field for DJ Raffa. Would allow him to put a lot of pressure on those double shooters, especially with that suppression kicking in. They're going to be in serious trouble. 478 402. xHoLyHammerx will want to keep these guys split up so they don't both get suppressed. Easier said than done though. Raffa's going to go mid and tangle, I think. Aspiring champion heretics there. Raptors jump and he avoids the suppression, or does he? No. Gets it on the second little passive leap there. It does persist for a few seconds after they jump. Here comes Storm Boys though with their power weapons. These guys are dangerous to those Raptors. Heretics there to help though. Such a strong early melee counter. Aspiring champion heretics forcing off those Storm Boys. Warboss gets his stomp. Trying to get some models off of these heretics. We have grenade launch heretics too, and he is getting models. Raffa needs to be careful here. Loses another, and perhaps another on retreat. Nope, did not attack. 478 397. Raptors jumping over to this west side to decap. It's a 1-to-1. Center is uncapped. Early VP lead for Raffa, going into what I assume will be tier 2 for his next purchase. Here comes that Chaos Lord, no sign of the combi flame, but perhaps then the Blood Maul to deal with those Storm Boys once and for all. Warboss trying to cap mid, has the Bang Bang Hammer, an awesome melee weapon, 150 damage per hit this thing. Even though it's not a power weapon, really hurts Marines early on, and has that awesome aerial effect buff as well, which has an increased range in Elite mod. Boys getting some Dakka on the Chaos Lord, who's chasing them down. Heretics decapping, and a good grenade barrage stopped the Warboss in his tracks there with a little knockdown. Double shooters against the Chaos Lord. Look at the DPS they're putting out, and that is without their Nob Leader as well. Wow. Chaos Lord runs the hill away. Sluggers on this west side, 478, 347. It's a double cap for Raffa. Sluggers will decap that west side, I imagine. Storm Boys do not have their Nob Leader obviously in tier 1, which does make them a lot more vulnerable. The Nob Leader is fearsome for the Storm Boys. Raffa not going tier 2 here. xHoLyHammerx a ways behind in terms of economics. 478325 does have full power farm, as does Raffa, and has capped this point too. He's doing reasonably well in terms of map control. Does have to back cap these 2 wreck points though, and abandons that back cap. He's a fully matured for DJ Raffa as well. Storm Boys are capping east. Might see a quick triple for xHoLyHammerx. Chaos Space Marines done reasonably well, popping up all over the map, causing problems. Heretics now trying to take down a generator. Shooters are here. Chaos Space Marines take the garrison. No garrison counters on the field, for xHoLyHammerx does not have burners for his Slugger Boys. Bang Bang Hammer, look at the damage it did. 1 hit to those Chaos Space Marines, that is painful. Storm Boys again forced off, have not been effective so far, you must say. Losing a model on retreat to these Heretics. Pretty decent retreat killers, Sparring Champion Heretics. 432, 325. Here come. Use your choppers, sluggers. Heretics use a Doom Blast to suppress them and run the head away. That is a Warboss buff from his global bar, increasing the damage and I think melee skill of these sluggers. 427, 319. Lasts a reasonable amount of time as well. As you can see, it's still going. Raptors even jumping away to avoid them, and it's going to run out. These sluggers need to be very careful here. Chaos Lord uses Kill the Weak, knocking down a few models and healing himself, but here are double shooters to support. Sluggers staying in that engagement a bit too long, but it looks like they will get away with 2 models. Raptors were suppressed right at the end there by the big shooters. While they're using aiming what's that, they do less damage, might even be no damage, I'm not sure. But you really do want to time aiming what's that for when you actually need suppression. Suppression of course does have its uses versus ranged squads, since it greatly reduces their firing rate since they have to take so long to reload. So it helps them win engagements versus all kinds of enemies in tier 1. Chaos Lord in retreat. Tier 2 is up for DJ Raffa, and a Chaos Dreadnought on the way perhaps. The newly buffed Mark of Khorne Dreadnought we'll see. Blood Rage now increasing its damage by 40%, up from 30. And xHoLyHammerx hitting tier 2 now. What does he have in store for us? 427, 275. It's a Death Dread, now only 250 and 60. Awesome to see this early game Walker on the field. Lots of Dakka versus those Heretics, but they are reasonably dangerous to light infantry range squads with those grenades. Storm Boys jumping in, still no sign. Oh, here he comes, the Nob Leader. This guy has heavy melee damage and he is mean. Also allows them to stun when they jump, which is a huge buff for them when they get this guy. Raptors get away without a loss though. Raffa not deeming it worthwhile to get their Aspiring Champion yet. And here is that Chaos Dreadnought. Walker for Chaos starts off with this auto cannon, good damage to all targets, small area effect, and uses it to force off those Storm Boys alongside this Chaos Lord, who gets his Lightning Claws, not the Blood Maul. 100 DPS power melee weapon, pretty much as scary as they look. Does lose his sidearm though, so can't fire while he's chasing stuff. The Death Dread has burners and bits. I think this costs 150 120, which takes up to 1050 hit points, which is not freaking bad. Warboss still with that bang bang hammer, level 2. Chaos Lord is also level 2, but a fair way into that level. 427224. Holy Hammer runs away his Warboss. Chaos Lord gonna run up to these shooters with those lightning claws, killing the model instantly. They do cost 200 requisition and 50 power though for his lightning claws, the same cost as Crushing Claw and the Power Fist of the Force Commander. Sluggers with absolutely no upgrades don't really have any hope of sticking in any engagement here. Holy Hammer not happy with the state of Chaos Lord balance. Has always been a very strong commander. 427178. 2-to-1 cap for blue. Holy Hammer hasn't been able to make these Storm Boys work. Maybe now he can. Jumping in, there is Ard Boys. That Nobleeder does a serious amount of damage with his heavy melee chopper of his, but the Chaos Dreadnought looks like he has gotten away, and the Death Dread is getting in the way of these Storm Boys here. Needs a decap mid. 427162. Raptors now with their aspiring champion gives them a 40 DPS power melee lightning claw, jumping those shooters, suppressing them, but now run away. Storm Boys not decapping. Death Dread has caught up to the Dreadnought. They'll still do very respectable melee heavy damage with its single close combat claw, but will not do splash damage, of course. I think it's around 70 heavy melee DPS with one close combat arm. At least that's what the Space Marine Dreadnought does. 427153. Use your choppers on those Storm Boys. You saw the damage they did there, but they run into aspiring champion heretics, and there is the retreat. 427153. Holy Hammer has done a good job preserving his units, but hasn't been able to put the hurt on Raffa with those Storm Boys as he would have liked. What else could he have gone for though? Looters would have been cancelled by the Raptors, perhaps a Pain Boy instead. Pain Boy can dish out some pain in tier 1 with his power melee weapon. 411153. He's gone for a Weird Boy. I think he should go for a Pain Boy right now, get the stronger Git Source even, and support those Storm Boys a bit. Warboss still level 2. Perhaps he should have gone for Cyborg implants to try and counter those heretics, which have been a constant threat to him, and those Raptors of course, but no sign of it yet. Weird Boy is up. Raptors getting dackered in the back of the head. Chaos Lord now fully kitted out, Harness of Rage and Dark Halo. He is now an anti-infantry melee monster. Here comes a Mark of Zinch. Chaos Dreadnought. This Death Dread is done for unless they can tie that thing up quickly. Storm Boys with Odd Boys up. Heretics are gonna wipe. Are they? Yes. Now needs to tie up that Dreadnought. Down goes the Death Dread though. Weird Boys here. Good support and area of effect for Orks. Sub-Commander has a very good basic attack, but those Storm Boys are forced off. Chaos Lord just ripping through them. He's level 3, Warboss level 3 also. The Heretics were wiped, which is good, but still has this Dreadnought to deal with. Has a decent amount of resources, could get looters, could get some tank busters. Tank busters perhaps the best bet, a bit more mobility than looters. 296153. Weird Boy just about getting away from the Chaos Lord, or does he? Chaos Lord is in charge but cannot take the Weird Boy out with one more hit. 288153.
You are losing us a victory point.
So 2-to-1 cap for Holy Hammer, not sure what the Chaos Lord is up to, and tank busters are on the way. East side, Sluggers decap. Grenade launcher heretics, scare them off with a couple of auto gun shots. They get 4 grenade launchers and 4 auto guns. 274153. Use your choppers, Storm Boys, and that is nasty on those Raptors. Might wipe the squad here. 269, 153 took out 2 models in no time at all, and now the heretics in trouble, lose all of their melee effectiveness when you give them these grenade launchers, can no longer Doom Blast, and Storm Boys are starting to come good. Level 2 tank busters on the field, very solid anti-vehicle unit that can also do a rocket barrage, but it costs War, which is the red resource for Orks. A lot of their abilities costing War instead of the unit's energy, of course. Chaos Lord capping east side, west side is already blue, and shooters will decap. Warboss chasing off. Chaos Space Marines, perhaps he thinks he has the better of those Raptors with just the Storm Boys, so no need for him to get cyborg implants. 266141. 1-to-1 cap. Chaos Lord will try to decap mid, I think. A lot of stuff to shoot him though. Puts his Dark Halo up. Completely ignores the Warboss. Look at the Dakka from these shooter boys, only level 2 without a Knob Leader, and they're putting some serious hurt on this Chaos Lord. He's chasing down that weird boy. No sign of Warp Vomit here. One of the great abilities that he starts with. 258, 141. Here comes that Chaos Dreadnought, backed up by Heretics, which can repair. Raptors jumping out of some kind of trouble there. 252, 141, 2-to-1 cap for Holy Hammer. He's pushing hard through mid, has another Death Dread. Must be confident that he can tie up his Chaos Dreadnought now. But he's not tying it up. Going after the Heretics. Now he goes after the Dreadnought. Heretics using their Khorne worship to boost the speed of all of Raffa's units, even affects vehicles, of course. 229, 141. There's the double cap for Holy Hammer. He's coming back strong. Tier 3 for Raffa though, and looks like, yes, has enough for an Imperial Abyss. Now hitting power. And I can see the buff going on these shooters every time the Warboss just hits that node. Tank busters are very good at hitting generators. Helps them level up as well, of course. Death Dread without expenders and bits, just 650 hit points. Still a decent little walker though for the price, 250-60. And look at the map for Holy Hammer. Storm Boys all of a sudden very, very scary to deal with without those aspiring champion Heretics around. Not sure that the Mark of Tzeentch Dread was the best idea. It did take down the Death Dread in no time, but I think Mark of Khorne would have been better, especially with the Khorne worship support. Would have really helped him rip through those Stormtroopers, Storm Boys even. Death Dread now going to tie up the Death Dread. Death Dread might go down here, being repaired. Tank busters just can't get the last shot in, and Chaos Terminators hit the field. 127, 141, triple cap for Holy Hammer, who now goes tier 3. How is he going to deal with this? Death Dread trying to finish off this Dreadnought, but just can't do it. Dreadnought lives with 56 hit points, is level 2. So close. Here are the Chaos Terminators. Super heavy infantry that cannot retreat or be suppressed and walk through cover. Start off with Twin Link Bolters and Power Fists. Can get an autocannon and Lightning Claw Sluggers. Looks like they are resigned to die here. There we go. Chaos Space Marines with Eternal War and Mark of Tzeentch and their aspiring champion. 79, 141, single cap for Holy Hammer. Storm Boys missing the Terminators, would have stunned them there. And here is the Lightning Claws though. There is user choppers, but they're going to be in big trouble as soon as that stun wears off from Warp Vomit. Yep, they need to run the heck out of there. And Holy Hammer going for a tank. I was going to say he should get some flash kits, but a tank, a good idea to put some pressure on his Chaos Terminators. Try and keep its distance. 73, 132. Chaos Space Marine is going to come and decap this fully matured wreck point, and all of a sudden the map looking very, very blue. Chaos Terminators changing the tide. Warboss being very brave, trying to take them on level 4 with no armor upgrade, and he's going to get absolutely trashed. That was not a very good engagement. Level 5 Chaos Lord and Lightning Claw Terminators. He's going to make short work of a level 4 Warboss with no armor upgrade. 73, 90 is a triple cap for Raffa, and Holy Hammer concedes. Raffa takes it. Chaos Terminators just too much for xHoLyHammerx to deal with. Did have the looted tank though. Was that a bit of a premature concede? Had lost the entire map, but might have been able to outmaneuver the Terminators and cap there. Did have this Chaos Dreadnought though to deal with. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.